Astrea Taylor with Astrea Books.
Oh yeah, so I just published Intuitive Witchcraft in April in the middle of a pandemic. It was a miracle birth, came out of nowhere. I don't know. Publishing a book in a pandemic is a really weird experience. I will just say, like, I don't wish that on anyone, but it has been interesting because even though I haven't like seen people, like there's been things like this, and I've been able to like do interviews on the phone more, and so it has been really fun. Publishing this book, it takes basically all of my knowledge and information of things over the past many years and kind of just tells you a little bit more about what intuitive witchcraft is and why anyone would want to look into that. I am a Patheos blogger known as Starlight Witch and a fire dancer as well. And I also just love wearing costumes and stuff. So obviously, when they were like, hey, will you wear the elf ears at Witchsfest? I was like, I'm in. I don't even have to ask anything else. I am in. I want to do this. Oh, and I'm also the writer and astrologer for the Blessed Bee boxes. But basically, intuitive witchcraft, I think it's really important because a lot of witchcraft and a lot of this drive to be spiritual comes from intuition. Like we know there's something out there. There's something, we're driven to do these things, but a lot of people don't know where to start. And they may not be secure in their intuition. So my goal for writing this book was to, one, give people permission to do what comes naturally, and also to show them how an intuitive practice would work and how it has integrity. A lot of people really don't like eclectic practitioners. So I wanted to kind of modernize that as well. And also bring a little more fairness and democracy into witchcraft as opposed to, you know, we have a lot of fascist messages sometimes, like real witches do this, good witches do that. These are the worst kinds of witches. And I don't want to promote that kind of message. I want to empower this next generation, especially because I feel like they're the future, and I want to lift up their voices and give them a place to start, as opposed to the huge hill of books and blogs and conferences and things that people think they have to go to. So this is a good place to start. It is a beginner's book technically, but it also has a lot of advanced things as well. Oh, and here's my meme. Witches are still witches even if they don't follow your personal beliefs on what witchcraft is and how you think they should practice. Yeah, that says it all right there. Yeah, I love memes. I'm of the meme generation, so they say a lot. So what I really love about intuitive witchcraft is it's self-directed and it looks like so many different things. And all of these variations are valid. And this is something you'll hear me say in my blogs and in my books, like your witchcraft is valid, no matter, you know, where you're starting from, what, you know, you may have read or what you may have thought before. I really want to empower people to believe in themselves because that's where a lot of magic comes from. And, you know, I always joke that there's this Venn diagram when it comes to intuitive witchcraft and eclectic witchcraft, and they almost completely overlap because you could view intuitive witchcraft as one of the types of eclectic witchcraft, like kitchen witches and hedge witches and water witches, or you could see it as a new way of looking at eclectic witchcraft. And really, when it comes down to it, I think everyone has their own labels and that they prefer, and that's great. And I'm not one to impose. And I really think that intuition and witchcraft are ancient. And, you know, I know this, that it's always been around before even paganism came about. So I'm not trying to say I've invented anything necessarily, but I can clarify these things with other people. And so that's kind of where my voice comes into the fray. Oh, and here's another picture I took from the Dewclaw Brewing Company. Craft be cherished, rules be damned. Because I don't like rules on my witchcraft. I don't like, do it this way, read all these books, you know. I really want to promote a holistic view, like something coming from the self. And so I said there would be no rules in this. Um, because rules are made for breaking. But I have 3 tenets. The first one is you're intuitive, and everyone has the ability to tap into their intuition, this deep inner knowing, even if it's buried under layers of social conditioning, your parents bringing up, or religious indoctrination. You have intuition, you can tap into it, you can find that inner knowing and really celebrate what you are and what you know. The second tenet is your energy, everything's energy. The energy inside of you reacts and responds to the energy around you. And sometimes you get those energy differentials, and that's how we feel a lot of things. And sometimes energy builds and goes up. And so working with energy is a basic witch tool as well. But the third tenet is you're magical. You have the ability to use your intuition to assess your energy, where you are, assess where you want to be, and then bridge the gap through magic to make your will manifest. You're magical. And I like to think about intuitive witchcraft about like how you can access your intuition at every single stage of your magic. And I think a lot of people do this. I think everyone pretty much does this. I don't think there's any, maybe it's like 10% of people who were like, nope, I'm gonna do everything by the book. And that's fine, this isn't for them. But I think when it comes to learning about magic, accessing your intuition will tell you a lot. Yes, I do believe we should read books because books have so much great information. And they also tell us like what's poisonous and good things like that. But when it comes to trusting a book or your intuition about like a color correspondence, I think 90% of the people are going to be like, yeah, I'm going to use my intuition. I'm going to use the raspberry pink candle and not the pale pink candle. Or, you know, when it comes down to like differences like that. So every stage of your magic, just accessing that intuition. And this is a table from my book. I'm a scientist, so I put together things in Excel spreadsheets, but I had never seen anything like this before, and I really wanted to kind of break down how to use your intuition at every stage of magic. So using your intuition when you're choosing your spell, your intentions, your goals, using your intuition when it comes to choosing personal correspondences, when it comes to raising energy in your magic, and with the magical action. You know, you can kind of design your own spells based on what you feel would work best. And that's how all spells are written. And you just test it out and use protection, and you know, you're good to go. And then I also have some more examples down here, including love magic and hexing. And there's a whole section about ethical hexing and whatnot, especially for beginners. So like I said, I think nearly everyone uses their intuition. And when you use this alongside other paths and traditions, you really make this dynamic thing happen, because you have your own thing going on, maybe your own home intuitive practice, but then you can kind of jump into this whole other world of like Wicca or Druidry, and that's really beautiful too. You can even add some intuitive stuff to that as well if you want. So it does have some passages from some really cool people whose names you may recognize. And I was really happy with all the passage authors that I got on this. It was so fun putting it together with all these people. And I also got some great quotes as well. I can't read the one from Jason Mankey because of the screen, but it says, some of the best witchcrafts make the printed page in years, which was so special. And the Publishers Weekly quote as well. So I was really thrilled to see that. And it's doing well so far. You know, it's still a baby book, but it is, you know, getting out there. So I do have a web page. It's just my name, astreataylor.com. I have all kinds of links. I'm selling signed copies, and I have a whole little box to go with if anyone wants to buy like a box. And since I have a couple of minutes, I want to announce my next project is Air Magic, published by Llewellyn in 2021. And that'll have a passage from Laura Tempest Sakroff, from Phoenix LaFay, Elliot Director, and Pixel Witch, this amazing New York City drag queen aerialist witch, which I have a picture of her hanging there at the House of Yes, I believe, where she performs. She travels all over the country though. So I feel really special to have those passages as well. And Air Magic is all about the element of air. It's thoroughly researched. I think I had like over 100 citations before my editor made me cut it down. So yeah, that is my presentation for my book, Intuitive Witchcraft. And if anyone has any questions, I can answer those now. Ta-da!